Hello and welcome back to Crypto for another video. And in today's video, guys, it's looking like Litecoin is about to wake up, and we should see a massive move to the upside. How high can we go? Well, you got to stick around. So why don't we get into the technical analysis? Hello guys, and welcome back to Crypto for today's Litecoin video. So as you can see, guys, the highest it's been for Litecoin, it was roughly around about, hang a second, let me squeeze. Okay, we did wick right to the top of around $410, and if you look at the body, $386. We are currently hovering around $82, and we could possibly see a bigger move to the upside. But first, we do need to break up from this local, I can't call it local high, this last high over here. So we could pull out the horizontal line so we can mark the area where we need to break up to see a bigger move to the upside. Or actually, even better, if we look further to our left, this was the area that caused a massive move to the downside. And then if you pull out an area for support, which should be at the bottom of that move, and if we look even further to the left, it shows that this was actually a good area for support because it goes in line with these ones over here. So that means we've been ranging here for the longest. Like I said a few moments ago, we still need to break up this recent highs to retest the top of this move before we can see a bigger move to the upside of around about $276. So we're just going to zoom into the chart and see where exactly can we see ourselves, at least for the short term, before we look for a possible trade or a hodling. Okay, so we just zoomed in from that long ranging area right over here. The good thing about this chart so far, it looks like that we are creating higher highs, like running off from here, and this one here is slightly higher as well. Now that is a pretty bullish news, because if we go back to our current price, we are sitting up above this area here. Even if we do come back into the zone, something like this, then it could be a good area for an entry as an intraday trader, because this bit here we've blown up but we haven't staircased our way to the up. If anything as big a move as that, there's always going to be at least a short-term correction from the area which we're broken up from. Let's zoom in a bit more. Right, okay, so as it stands, it looks like we just need to come back down into this area right over here for a stronger confirmation for us to move from here at least back up to that highs over here before pushing up any higher. Reason why for that, because if we look to our left, it looks like we've consolidated here for numbers of weeks, and because of that we've made a sharp move to the upside, and it looks like we're on the verge of coming back down to retest this zone, because now this zone here is regarded as a support. In fact, I could extend that a little bit further to our left and raise that slightly higher, because we saw so many wicks here and the body of two candles right there. And if we extend it further down, this should be a very good area for the entry for a move to the upside. Right, so once we do pull back in to this area, then I'll be looking for a buy as an intraday trader, and this will be the area that I'll be looking to enter. So my entry would look something like this. I want to enter anywhere around about or within this box over here. Let's say here, for instance, my first take profit is going to be up here of around about 32%, and then my stop loss would be slightly below. Reason why we see a lot of wicks in this area, so I'd like to extend that just a little bit. So my risk would be 19% of my portfolio or this trade, and my reward would be roughly around about 31%. Yeah, so that's almost 2 to 1. In fact, the 2 to 1 ratio, it would be at least up here. However, you have a much better winning rate if you reduce that to be like a 1-on-1. Reason why? Because you have more of a chance of actually winning that trade, because you're not overextending your win rates, because we might not even be able to break up from this zone right here and pull back. So either I can do this or have it targeting way up here. But for the interest of this video, let's say we'll try to make a a conservative trade. So that'd be the first take profit around about here, and the stop loss would be down here, at least below this wicks here, to give room for the chart to do its thing before it ultimately moves up. That's how I'll be looking at from a intraday trader. But if you're a hodler, it doesn't really matter where exactly you buy your Litecoins, because ultimately whenever we pull back, those would be the areas that you'd like to add more and accumulate your LTC. Or otherwise, as we're going down, you can always add more to your bags on the way down to around about this box here. If we do go sideways for a little while longer, that'd be a perfect accumulation phase, which means you can add more to your bag before we ultimately take off, or at least up until this area here, with the view of going much higher, only until when we do break outside of this larger resistance line, then we can see a much bigger price for LTC. So we just need to make a decision whether we break up higher and above this ranging area from the top or to the bottom. More than likely we should be breaking much higher up, thanks to bull corner being around the corner, so the bull market being around the corner. If we dip much further down, guys, as long as you're hodling, you can add a lot more to your bags. And if you're a intraday trader, make sure you put your stop loss, or if you're about to break down, just make sure you do add a position, but be very careful in terms of being stopped out of your trade. Now, why don't we get into my price prediction for Litecoin? Alright, this is the part where I always pull out my Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm going to be measuring right from the very top of around about $422 and find the very bottom, which would be roughly around about here at approximately $25. And yes, why don't we just squeeze and zoom out the chart? We could quite possibly see Litecoin reach as high as $1,718. Now that would be quite an impressive move for Litecoin, because the highest it's ever been was around about $422. But if Bitcoin does go up and beyond 100k in this bull cycle, then I wouldn't be surprised if Litecoin does go anywhere around about $1,000 or slightly higher. Reason why? Because Litecoin always tend to follow with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes parabolic, Litecoin always inevitably been following Bitcoin. Even historically, whenever Litecoin sees a higher price, that's always down to BTC. There's always correlation between the two, and I wouldn't be surprised if I do see that price of around about 1,700. Now, what does that mean in terms of your gains? It's quite easy, guys. All I gotta do is pull out the measuring tool, measure it from our current price, around about here. Alright, so potentially we could be seeing a massive 1,990% move to the upside. Guys, this is very nice move to the upside. So if you've been accumulating anywhere around about here, or even there, and you've been adding more to your bags, you're going to be in a massive gains. But if you're just only joining the party and you're looking for a cryptocurrency that's still going to give you a huge move to the upside, Litecoin is still going to be one of those coins. But after the bull season, I'll definitely be looking to get completely out of Litecoin, because I'm not a huge fan of Litecoin. I would only trade Litecoin when Bitcoin goes parabolic, because you can make an easy massive gains. So guys, I hope you do enjoy this channel, this is the end of the Litecoin video. I hope you find this useful and informative, and if you haven't done so already, do me all a favor, give me a like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified for all my juicy content. And if you haven't done so already, you may subscribe to me right over here, and if you'd like to see my last video, click over here, and I'll see you all in the next one.